Alright, everybody, welcome back. We are back here live once more as we have another tornado warning now going out for Custer County in South Dakota. If we go ahead and take this thing full screen here, we'll go ahead and zoom in on the tornado warning for you guys. We can see that we do have a tornado warning in effect southeast of Hermosa, South Dakota, because of our potential derecho event here, right? If you're not aware, we have a possible derecho ongoing. It is a line of storms that has been producing widespread damaging winds for the past couple of hours now across portions of Wyoming, Montana, and South Dakota here, and it is continuing to produce potential brief spin-up tornadoes like it has been over the past little while. So we can see that we do have a little bit of rotation here with this storm, which is why they went ahead and issued a precautionary tornado warning for a very, very small section of Highway 40 and Road 152 here, whatever this is called. Now, this is an extremely rural area. Again, it's a very small area as well, but people do live out here, alright? So we decided to go ahead and do another brief update here. We have a tornado warning for northeastern Custer County again, if you're not tuning in. And while this area in particular isn't super popular, Rapid City is right up to the north, and they're getting hit by storms right now. So if you're in Rapid City, things should start to calm down within the next several minutes, right? You just got hit by some damaging winds, some very damaging winds actually, some large hail, but things should start to calm down within the next 30 minutes or so. It may not even be raining anymore, right? However, again, we are still concerned about areas further to the east. This line is not dying out anytime soon. If anything, it's still getting stronger, right? We have not had any destructive severe thunderstorm warnings with this yet, but it is getting very, very close. Again, we have considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings with the tornado possible tag on them. Again, even this one tornado warning here in Custer County right now, something to really look out for. Now, this part of the storm is also producing some very large hail. I don't know why it's only warned for quarter-sized hail. If we look at the vertically integrated liquid signature, we can see that this entire area here of the light gray is likely quarter-sized hail or larger. That's kind of what we go for whenever we're looking for large hail, is that maxed out swath on the vertically integrated liquid, and it is there, right? So, I mean, this is just, again, an incredible line of storms. It is performing even, like, more intensely than we were expecting it to, and again, we were expecting an intense line of storms, so things are looking pretty crazy here. But anyway, I'm gonna go and pull up stream chat. If anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. But yeah, again, tornado warning now in Custer County. How is everybody doing on this fine evening? Again, time now being 5:01 p.m. The last stream was like 50 minutes or so. What's up, Mr. Storm? Again, if you're just not tuning in, tornado warning in Custer County in South Dakota here. Yeah, again, this is kind of just going to be an update stream here. We're only going to be live as long as we need to be. But, again, we're going to be live for every single tornado warning today, hopefully. And every destructive severe thunderstorm warning as well. Again, we've already had 2 tornado warnings now today. And this looks like a pretty dangerous situation here for areas southeast of Hermosa, not only with this tornado and damaging wind threat, but also with that massive hail. So again, we need you all to seek shelter immediately if you're included in this tornado warning polygon. Again, this does not include any towns per se, but eventually Folsom will be in the track of this. Folsom's not really a town either, but there are a few people that live out here, it looks like, in the Folsom region. You had light rain today. Just a little pop-up shower, probably. But again, I am pretty confident that at this point it's at least going to be near a derecho criteria standards. Maybe not at derecho criteria standards, but it has been going for a while, producing widespread damaging winds, right? And again, that's kind of what a derecho is. So this is going to continue to push northeastward here, and we're going to continue to see if this line intensifies more or if it's going to die out soon. So anyway. We don't know if it'll be a derecho, but until it's confirmed that it's not going to be a derecho, we might as well have that title up, just to let people know the severity of this situation. And again, if it's not a derecho, then I can always change it later on. Because again, even if it's not a derecho, it is going to feel like a derecho for many people here that do get impacted by this line of storms. The only difference between this and a derecho would be that this doesn't travel far enough. Everything else is pretty much the exact same. Having rain for the next few days. Just that late summertime pattern, you know. I don't think it's fear-mongering to call this a potential derecho, though. I don't think it's fear-mongering. Again, we can always change it later. And again, I know it's not technically a derecho yet, but the possibility is definitely there. And once again, even if this is not a derecho, the thing that would be stopping it would be the distance it travels. The people that get hit by this line of storms, it will feel like a derecho for them. We are saying, you know, derecho force winds. Yeah, but I'm just gonna keep the title of that for now. Again, I will change that if this does not end up being a derecho. Yeah, Houston's just in the general thunderstorm risk. So again, this is kind of just the radar loop here. This line of storms. Again, continuing to push northeastward. The northern part of the line is becoming a little bit weaker. It's becoming a little bit detached. For sure. So again, we're continuing to see 60 to 70 mile an hour winds with the southern part of this line here. Again, the highest gusts that we've had so far have been around 70 miles an hour, it looks like. We've had those both estimated by spotters and recorded by stations. Beautiful skies, though, after the rain, I imagine. Still do have this severe thunderstorm watch in New England, but I would be honestly kind of shocked if we did see another severe thunderstorm warning up here at this point. For the most part, it looks like a couple of strong thunderstorms, and that's about it. What's up, Indiana, Hamilton? Again, if you're just not tuning in, we have a tornado warning in South Dakota, southeast of Hermosa, for Highway 40. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Alright, so new severe thunderstorm warning, massive one, for pretty much the entirety of the rest of the severe portion of this line here. Quarter-sized hail, 60 mile an hour winds, tornado possible tag. This includes south central Meade, eastern Custer, western Oglala, eastern Fall River, and southeastern Pennington counties in South Dakota. For Rapid City, Box Elder, New Underwood, Wonka, Wasta, Scenic, Oglala, Ulrichs. That is not actually max velocity. I told you, you're going to confuse so many people with that. Remember, guys, the wind could precede the rain a little bit here with this line of storm, so don't wait for it to start raining to make sure that you are moving indoors. Just go ahead and get indoors now. Yeah, I know the profile picture's not the same. The username isn't even the same. Rotation west of Cosmos, Minnesota. The supercell here? Yeah, it's definitely rotating a little bit. Southwest of Lake Lillian, I do see that. This is a massive supercell in general. So this storm is going to be, looks like it's traveling southward, kind of, no, actually kind of southeastward. So this will be near Hutchinson and Brownton soon. Cells firing in central Minnesota still, yeah. Again, this severe weather event in Minnesota has been a little underwhelming, which obviously is a good thing, but again, we're going to see some more severe weather in Minnesota in a little bit. The SPC is talking about potentially issuing a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch, mentioning it's going to be an all hazards play situation for this area here. 60% chance of a watch between now and 6:15. For some reason, it's not popping up on Radar Omega, so I'll just bring it up here on your screen. But yeah, 60% chance of a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch between now and 6:15 for northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, southern Minnesota, just clips western Wisconsin, and northwestern Iowa here. The severe threat may increase over the next few hours. Severe wind/hail would be possible, and a tornado cannot be ruled out. So, new severe thunderstorm warning all the way down in Kansas. This is in central Kansas. This does include Great Bend. So if you're in Ellenwood, make sure you're getting indoors immediately. Very surprised they went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this. This doesn't look super impressive to me, I'm going to be honest. But just make sure you're moving indoors just to be safe. And our Nebraska cell, this is the same one from last stream, guys. It's this little supercell here. Not so little anymore, though. It's taken advantage of the environment and produced a lot of hail, some damaging winds. Hasn't gotten really close to producing a tornado yet or anything, but it could eventually if it moves further northeastward here into this favorable environment. The Redwood Falls, Minnesota cell is rapidly exploding now. Let's check that out. This little guy. Yeah, I do see that. I don't know about rapidly exploding, but definitely a little thunderstorm they're trying to get going. So let's see here. Let's go out to Long Island. Got a few thunderstorms in eastern Long Island. Nothing severe by any means, but a couple of stronger storms. May hear some rumbles of thunder with those. Yep, no tornado warnings at this point. Switch things back there. But we'll continue to bring you guys live coverage, because I do think that there are a couple of instances where we could see some potential tornado warnings here, especially in South Dakota and Minnesota. But Wednesday's risk, it's a slight risk, a double slight risk, one of them being centered around parts of the Dakotas, and one of them being centered across portions of the Great Lakes. So we go ahead and change the stream title back. So, let's keep going here. Again, our line in South Dakota is still just chugging along. I will say, even though the northern part of the line is becoming a little bit less organized, it is still definitely have the capabilities to produce some gusty winds and small hail over the next little while here. And they're not completely disconnected yet. They are still one line, really. Again, the damaging winds with this southern part of the risk looks pretty concerning. The one near Dakota is I'm a little more concerned on Wednesdays, because we could see a tornado threat according to the NAM. I really doubt we're going to see any sort of major tornado threat on Wednesday, but maybe a 2%, yeah. Yeah, trusting the NAM entirely is a little wild, especially after what we saw yesterday. But the NAM's always a little iffy. So, look at this. The NAM, well, I mean, I guess it's not going to show it anymore, but the 18Z NAM yesterday, okay, we can't look at it. Never mind. For anybody that's wondering, the 18Z NAM yesterday looked very interesting. It was showing like a westward movement. It's still showing it. What is going on? Hold on, chat. What? Look at this. Tomorrow evening. What is this? That is not... What is this? That makes no sense. It's not as ridiculous, but how is it still gaffing this badly? This is not happening. That is ridiculous. That is not possible. I didn't think it was showing it anymore, but it is. This is not possible. Even if this was moving eastward, I wouldn't trust this, because this region tomorrow, I mean, it's in the marginal. That's insane. I don't trust the NAM anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Do not trust the NAM with that, though. That is insane. The NAM has taken so many L's over the past several days. Yeah, the remnants of Gilma could make it to Hawaii. I wouldn't guarantee it. It looks like it actually could curve north past Hawaii, and even if it does hit Hawaii, it would likely be a tropical depression or a weak tropical storm by then. The only reason I'm saying potentially a weak tropical storm is because originally they weren't saying it would make it to Hawaii at all, and now they're saying it'll be a tropical depression, almost a tropical storm by then. So it's possible. I don't think Hector will impact Hawaii by any means, and obviously Hone's already passed Hawaii. So again, this line of storms is going to keep going here for a while. We're not going to see the end of this for another couple hours here at least. But, it's looking pretty intense with the damaging wind threat. Nothing else looks too crazy, though, at this point. This is a massive hailstorm near O'Neill. This little supercell here, still going. When was the last time Hawaii got hit by a strong hurricane? It's been a while. Yeah, I really don't think the tornado threat will be anything major on Wednesday. I'd watch out near Olivia, Minnesota. This storm does look like it could continue to rotate a little bit here. It's not looking super crazy, but at least some damaging winds and large hail are definitely likely with that, I'd say. I have a question. Is this 60... I think this 60-mile-an-hour gust was from a storm earlier today, but I don't know if that same storm was what led to this MCS, Derecho, QLCS, whatever we're calling it. Is it the same, or was it something different? Dude, we are going to have to look so many frames back. We're probably not even going to be able to see it unless we look at the historical radar data. Let's see. It was not the same storm. Oh, kind of. I don't know. This thing has traveled pretty far. I'd only start counting it around here, though, where we have these 60s coming in for the gusts. So far, it's traveled like 100 miles. So we're like almost halfway to Derecho criteria. Okay, new severe thunderstorm watch. I thought that was a new one. So that new severe thunderstorm watch going out for parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Wow. So they have specified that damaging winds are going to be the main threat with this. And this is not the one where I was saying potential tornado watch. That was for the other watch that we might end up getting. But the primary threats include scattered damaging winds likely with isolated significant gusts of 75 miles an hour possible, scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to Lime size possible, and a tornado or two possible. That includes the Twin Cities region as well as Redwood Falls. For any more of those blips that pop up and turn into supercells. I don't know why I talk so weird sometimes, but I do. Those. So again, this thing is this is a beastly line of storms. Whether it's a derecho or an MCS or whatever, it has been an absolute monstrous line of storms here. It's produced tornado warnings. We've been seeing numerous considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. We've had several reports and recordings of 70-mile-an-hour winds. So, wouldn't shock me if it briefly produced maybe an 80-mile-an-hour gust peak. And it really is still going. It's, again, not totally detached from the northern part of the line. It is still severe. So. 10 likes, 20 more to go. Doubt we're going to hit 30 likes on this stream. Again, this is meant to be a brief update. Cause I didn't figure that tornado warning we were going to see any others this stream, so I figured it was just going to be that one, and it turns out that it was. But I wasn't going to do a 13-minute stream, so we're here for a little bit longer. Again, the main threat will be later tonight in this corridor. I do think that cells may pop up a little further south, even than our enhanced risk here. I think that the SBC maybe should have moved this enhanced risk a little bit further to the south, maybe towards Sioux City, but overall not too bad of a placement from the SBC, and the event hasn't even happened yet, so I can't even say anything. Maybe they'll end up being perfect. Look at all that cape. That is ridiculous. Surface-based cape. Close to 6,000 joules per kilogram in northwestern Iowa. That is absolutely insane. And the shear, it's crazy, especially around our line here, obviously. Look at this, getting close to 100 knots. The SRH. The SRH is pretty high, actually, across South Dakota right now. Yeah, that cape is definitely impressive. Quite impressive. Significant tornado parameter. Let's check out the new run of the Triple R with it. So, honestly, at this point, again, yeah, it's showing most of the action staying south of the enhanced risk. Around 2 in a large area. He can't change his name. He can't change it for 2 weeks. He done goofed. He didn't even trick anybody. I don't know why Connor Croft's stream isn't on Raider Omega, but it's not, so. This Minnesota event that's going on right now is really interesting. It's been like this one supercell the whole time. And it's like not impressive in the slightest. I mean, yeah, damaging winds, large hail, whatever, but nothing you guys haven't seen before. And we weren't expecting this to be one of the crazy ones. We're expecting this to be later tonight, but still. Seems like it's bowing out outside of Rapid City currently. Yeah, definitely. We may see some enhanced wind gusts there, and again, that could lead to some problems as we are nearing the radar site. It's not like it's going to knock out the radar site or anything, but, I mean, these things have withstood much more harsh conditions. Remember the Lincoln Omaha Derecho? I mean, that thing stood like a champ. It was getting smacked by like 100-mile-an-hour surface winds, and it was just chilling. Yeah, look at this on the velocities as well. We may have an enhanced pocket of winds near New Underwood, ripping through New Underwood right now, especially northwest of town right now. So going right into the radar site there. Wow. Our storm in Nebraska now warned for tennis ball sized hail. And that's radar indicated. The storm is producing large hail. Seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. Look at this. This storm is tracking directly toward O'Neill. Persons in O'Neill should be prepared for tennis ball-sized hail. That must be scary if you don't know much about the wow. Okay. If you don't know much about the wow. New tornado warning. That's going out for west central Oglala, Dakota County. I'm sure I said that right. That does not include any population centers. Doesn't even include any major highways or anything. But some rotation there over 41. Seek shelter immediately. That's right on top of the Bureau of Indian Affairs highway. Highway 41 there. So if you're in that area, make sure you're seeking shelter. So. I was really getting ready to wrap things up, call it a short stream, but nope. So here we go again, north of Oglala. Really surprised they tornado warned that, but National Weather Service's call was obviously better than mine, so we'll trust their decisions, obviously. Alrighty. Shut up. So again, if you're just not tuning in, brand new tornado warning in South Dakota. North of Oglala, along Highway 41. Got some rotation there. Yeah, I don't know. It could produce if it tightens up a bit. So again, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. It's interacting with a little merger here, so that may give it a bump or it may kill it. We'll see. But definitely some rotation there. A little bit of hail with this portion of the storm as well. Not quite as crazy as it was earlier, though. The southern part of the storm earlier had, like, massive hail, potentially. Now it's maybe quarter-sized at worst. So again, hopefully, okay, I'm sorry. You know I was joking, though. Hopefully people are trying to avoid travel along Interstate 90 near New Underwood, because that looked like a pretty intense hit of wind, honestly. That definitely could have thrown some people off guard. That definitely made some semi-drivers scared if they were traveling along Interstate 90 there. Thought that was a destructive storm for a second. It's not. Your leg cramped? Dang. Is there going to be a tornado in Brookings, South Dakota? If so, what time?
15 minutes.
Okay. I'm just going to let you know right now that Brookings is probably not going to see a tornado. However, out of everywhere, you are in one of the higher risks. So let's go and talk about timing. If we take a look at the ARRR, we see that, oh, that's the significant tornado parameter. Let's go to the reflectivity, the radar that most people understand. So we can see that if you were to get a supercell, it would be like late tonight. We're talking midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. However, the tornado threat looks pretty low. I'd say it would mostly be damaging winds. And that, what you would actually be saying is the same line that we're talking about right now, probably. And this really looks like it's going to be a southern South Dakota derecho. But yeah. Tornado threat overall for Brookings is a 5%, I believe. Yes. So you got a 5% chance of a tornado late tonight. Yeah, I saw Max Velocity. I was literally like the first person in Max Velocity stream, or like the second person. He said hi to me, so it's cool. He's only going live now because he mainly wants to be live for these supercells in South Dakota. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to be here for. I have to go in a little bit, but I will be back again later, obviously. So is there going to be a derecho? See, that's the question. There's a chance. If it's not a derecho, it's going to be a massive bow echo line of storms. So either way, I mean, damaging winds are obviously a huge threat. I'm personally leaning more towards yes, but again, the criteria for a derecho varies depending on who you ask, so... Is there anything for Omaha later? No. No, Omaha will be fine. Expecting this to stay way north of you, but I will say again, things are looking like they may occur a little bit further south than we were originally thinking, so Omaha, just look out. But yeah, may hear a rumble of thunder or something, but you should be fine. If you did hear a rumble of thunder, it'd be unfortunate because it would wake you up at like 2 a.m., because that's when it would be, but by the way, I noticed this little guy starting to get going near Plainview. This is the kind of cell that we'd be watching out for. So now that we have cells like that popping up, this and obviously our other one near O'Neill, we may see them issue that severe thunderstorm / tornado watch soon. Probably going to be a severe thunderstorm watch, specifying a tornado or two possible. It really was. We had Elkhorn. We've had multiple massive hail events. We've had a derecho. I mean, Omaha's just gotten smacked ridiculously hard in the face this year in terms of severe weather. It really is. Because then you can't fall back asleep, and now that I'm a weather nerd, though, I kind of appreciate it more. And I also understand now that that rainfall is serving a purpose. It's beneficial. 63 mile an hour gusts recorded near Fall River County near Ulrichs in South Dakota. Okay, so they reissued the severe thunderstorm warning for O'Neill in the same exact spot. Tennis ball sized hail. That's happening right now in O'Neill. I don't know why they wouldn't push this further east, but they didn't, so whatever. Yeah, I think that they'll probably dodge it, though. I don't think Omaha should have any major problems. They're not in a risk today. I think they're in the marginal tomorrow. Yeah, you're in the marginal risk tomorrow. But today you're fine, I'd say. So that's why the tennis ball-sized hail tag came in. It said radar indicated. Sometimes they do that. They say radar indicated even though it's confirmed, and this one is confirmed by public. So I guess it's not confirmed because maybe, they just did an inaccurate measuring, but basically confirmed. So, again, I would be watching out. The hail threat looks a little bit less now in O'Neill, but still some quarter-sized hail at least, I'd say. So, again, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows immediately. This rotation looks to be intensifying a little bit. We haven't talked much about our tornado warning storm since that warning got issued, but still. One time I got woken up to really heavy rain slamming my window, not thunder, shockingly. Was it hail or was it just heavy rain? That scared me so bad. That's not a debris signature, but man, if it was. I get scared by fakes a lot like that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Okay, rotation's picking up a little bit here at the end of this road, the end of Highway 16. Again, there is literally nobody out here, though. This is, the mountainous region of South Dakota, so. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Nebraska, for McCook. This is the cell that we had, I believe, last stream, actually. Maybe it was this stream, but it was severe, and then it wasn't severe, and now it's severe again. So quarter-sized hail, 60 mile an hour winds. Actually, that was this cell. Now we got another one coming in, so McCook, you got another storm to deal with, potentially. Hopefully it'll go north of you, but I don't know. You definitely get hit by some rain at least, so make sure you're getting indoors. Quarter-sized hail and 60 mile an hour winds are a possibility. Obviously, there will be lightning and thunder, too. Because even if the storm doesn't hit you, that obviously still most likely will if that storm remains its strength by the time it gets near you or to you. So anyway, really wish the rotation wasn't picking up right now because I'm going to have to go in a few minutes. But luckily it doesn't look like anything insane. It's broad but strong. It's one of those kinds of rotation. It's very broad. And you got a whole layer of gray pixels in there. Dead gray. Some indication of some broad rotation. Worst rain you've had is not shocking. It's Harvey. New severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. Not even sure what that's going out for. I think it's doing its disappearing trick, so give it a minute. Oh, okay. See, this is so weird. They reissued the severe warning, but it didn't make sense, and now they're extending it. So O'Neill, Inman, Page, get indoors and away from windows, tennis ball-sized hail. If you're in O'Neill, you're literally under 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, all for the same threat in the same area. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and I'd be watching this over Plainview. This looks like an intensifying supercell, potentially. It's in a bit of a radar hole as well, so it's going to be a nasty guy to watch out for. So again, there's your rotation. At the end of Highway 16, approaching Highway 33 soon, near Sharp's Corner. Coldest day in Houston is January 18th, 1930, with temps to 5 degrees. See, that's funny because that literally happens multiple times a year in the Midwest. We may actually see a flash flood warning by the time this line passes through the area north of Phillip here. We already have a good 3 to 3.5 inches of rain in a localized area there. And again, that line's obviously going to bring maybe another half inch at least, so we'll see what happens. Probably at least see a flood advisory if there's not one already. Let's check. There's not. So anyway, I say that a lot. There's a lot of famous quotes that I have. So anyway, but yeah. So that rotation is tightening up a little bit. Again, this honestly could produce a tornado any second. So again, make sure that you are getting to your safe spot if you are included in this tornado warning. Again, this is for for central now. Oglala, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. That is the weirdest county name I've ever seen. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no supercell in southeastern South Dakota. Severe Watch 1 County, the ECU, I did see that, yes. Yeah, again, this New England event, though, is done. Nothing special. Again, I'm watching this pretty closely, actually. I do think that this could produce a tornado if it's not already. No confirmation of it, but especially by the time it gets to Sharp's Corner, if it keeps intensifying like it has been, there will definitely be a tornado. Or at least a funnel cloud. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. That's going to go out for parts of Nebraska for a Plainview storm. All right. They really went ahead and already said ping pong ball sized hail, 60 mile an hour winds. Not sure, I guess it's a pretty bad radar hole, but... Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning as well for Hutchinson, Minnesota. Quarter sized hail, 60 mile an hour winds for this massive supercell here. This is not going to produce a tornado, though. I can almost guarantee you that. However, it's going to pack a lot of heavy rain. I mean, this is just dumping in spots. I imagine by the end of this, we'll have a flash flood warning for somewhere that gets hit by this. And again, that's heading in the general vicinity of Minneapolis, St. Paul, so look out. Should mostly stay to the south, though, of downtown. Will Brookings, South Dakota have to shelter in the basement? Probably not. But if you have multiple ways to receive alerts, obviously that's a priority. If you did have to shelter, it would likely be for a tornado warning. I think that destructive winds or destructive hail are out of the question. Again, I wouldn't rule out damaging winds and large hail, but nothing crazy in terms of those threats. Again, if you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. Chances are we're going to have to end off stream here in a few minutes, so I do apologize for that. I am 14. Alright, everybody, we're going to have to end off the live stream here, but the rotation weakened out a ton, luckily, on the newest scan, so we're good. Again, we'll be back live again later if there are any more tornado warnings, which there most likely will be, so thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.